there's that imposter syndrome, that the feeling of me, I cannot do it. You have the good idea, you have a good idea, and then you see someone else do it. And it works.
Unajua kuna mahali unaenda unasikia vitu ni za TV ama ni za unasema hizo ni za hao huko. I mean, the reality is everything takes times to grow. I mean, even as remember when you are 2-year-old, unakuwa lazima ukue. So one thing that you need to know, it's your mindset. Always know that you will grow to something. So growth depends on the environment where it is.
Depend less on people, and this is something I always say: be less of a consumer and more of a creator. This is how Allah has blessed us. Don't be the person who is looking to somebody. Be the person who is giving to people.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah, salatu wassalam ala rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alhamdulillah. My name is Hamza Hassan. I'm the host to Tunaweza Brotherhood and Mentorship. The purpose of this forum, this movement, this want to have a movement that will help us in 3 ways. Number 1, our deen. Number 2, skills, impactful skills. Sheikh wangu juzi ameweka post akasema, wealth is not about money. It's about skills that you have that you can turn into profit. Si kweli? Because pesa inaweza kuja na iende. Wealth, lakini kama uko na skill fulani yenye unaweza enda utumie upate do, hiyo skill bado uko nayo. Kwa hivyo tunataka number 1, dini yetu kitume Allah ametumba kwa hii dunia sio kwa nini nyingine isipokuwa kumwabudu. So number 1 ni ibada ya Mwenyezi Mungu. Tuko na sheikh wetu pale atatuongelesha baadaye kuhusu kama Muislamu utafanya vipi biashara in the Sharia compliant. Number 2, skills. Na hizo ndio sasa tunaongelea. Number 3, opportunities na network. Ndio sasa ile tulikuwa tukiongea, nasema wewe kama uko na biashara fulani sema. Kama unatafuta kazi, nilifurahia kuna wasee hapa hivi mtu alisema mimi nimemaliza shule natafuta kazi ya kuwa nurse, si ndio? Mimi natafuta kazi ya ualimu. Mimi nafanya biashara fulani. Kuna jamaa alisema hapa anauza ng'ombe na mbuzi, anauza mifugo. Sasa tunaelekea Eid al-Adha. Hizo ndio tunataka tusaidiane. Last time by the way, from last program, kuna brother ako hapa anaitwa Zakaria. Kuna msee alinipigia simu akasema, Hamza, nimeona ile forum yenu na kuna kijana ambaye kuna mtu anataka mtu wa job. Anataka mtu wa administrator amefanya accounting. Nikatuma kwa group yetu ya WhatsApp. Brother mmoja ako hapa, Zakaria yuko pale. Tuseme vitu za uongo, story za, si ndio? Si story ya jaba. Zakaria akaniambia mimi najua msee amefanya hii, amesomea hii. Akamtumia ile message. Jamaa aka-apply. Sasa yako pale hivyo biidhnillah anapata unga yake. Hiyo ndio sisi tunataka, sawa? Because tunaweza kuja hapa hivi kila mtu anajua situation ya home. So tunaweza ongea vitu mingi, lakini hapa hivi goal yetu vitu 3. Turudie pamoja: dini, skills na network. Na leo niko na, to my right I have our first speaker wetu anaitwa Dr. Yusuf. Si doctor wa medicine lakini doctor wa kusoma. Dr. Yusuf is a strategic HR and governance consultant. He's also a thought leader in organizational development. Yeye ni international speaker and a trainer. Ameongea kikupigia story juzi tuko tumekaa mahali huko Runda, mahali mzuri tupigia story venye alienda ile country akitrain watu, venye alikuwa Lamu akitrain governor wa Lamu. Hizo atatuambia baadaye. Alafu pia atatuachia shobesh. Amelipwa huko hivyo. Tuuliza swali hapa, tunamwambia tulipa huko kijana thao. Anyway. On my right, kuna my brother. Story yake pia ni deep kidogo, mashallah, ametujoin ndugu yetu. Anaitwa Okonji. Anaitwa nani? Okonji is a consultant, business consultant. Akona organization yake inaitwa Business Growth Solutions, BGS. Is an entrepreneur with passion of turning ideas into profitable business. He has a rich background in operations, marketing and management systems. Kimwona hapa amefanya, tunajua Shell Petroleum, si ndio? Fanya huko over 13 years. Kwa fanya job huko kama mdosi, anaendesha Mercedes nini. Lakini akafika hapo akasema wacha mimi passion yangu ni watu wengine pia wa grow. Tutamuuliza kwa nini aliacha kazi mzuri akuje kuhustle huku na sisi na wheelbarrow hii country ya wheelbarrow, sio? Sawa. Kwa hivyo karibu sana Jan. Karibu sana my brother. Karibu sana Dr. Yusuf. Dr. Yusuf, the first question is to you. Knowing what you know now, having worked at USIU, United States International University, having worked at USIU, umetembea, knowing what you know now, if ungerudishwa this age ya most of the brothers hapa, and then you are at a forum like this, how would you take it? What would you do differently?
Thank you so much. First of all, I must thank you for inviting me to join my brothers here. It's on a Sunday morning. I know most of the people, Sunday is a restful day. Many people would want to just sit back and relax, thinking about the week ahead. So it's a privilege to speak to you. I don't buy the idea of youth are for the future. No. This is the time. We don't have any time. And if someone tells you that you are the future, is lying to you. So for me, I'm looking at it as a sustainability advisor. I look at things now and the future, tomorrow. So for me, what I would really wish I had such opportunities, such fora. I wish I had someone who could guide me in terms of my career, things that can make solve solutions, problems that I'm facing. As a young man growing up, I really struggled to be who I am today. One, I was born in Kakamega, that is western part of Kenya. Oshago. So for you guys who are Nairobi, sisi ni wakukam. Yeah. So we had very little or limited opportunities to learn and interact with people who are already doing well in their profession. So I would really, I had to work really hard, try to find my way to where I am now as a profession. At first, I thought I would be in medicine, medical field, but then things didn't work that way. I thought I was a good sports person. I thought I was the best hockey player and rugby player. I was wrong. Why am I mentioning this? I was trying to find myself, and it's not easy. And I can relate with some of you now. I know you're struggling where you are now. You don't know exactly what to do. A lot is said. We are told, parents, brothers, you're told what you can do, what you're supposed to do, but nobody's holding your hands to walk with you. So for me, those are the things that I miss. But again, I don't have any regret because somehow I'm where I am because of my resilience and passion to achieve my goals. Thank you.
Hiyo inataka makofi kidogo Asante sana, Brother Yusuf. I forgot to mention when I was welcoming, I welcomed the two speakers, and I forgot to mention a very important person that is with us here today. That is you. Tukikuwa tu mimi na hao ma speakers hapa, tungepiga tu story, tukunywe chai, tuende home, si ndio? Kwa hivyo jipigie makofi kwa wewe pia kukuja. Na wewe ni mtu wa maana sana. So our brother Jan, my first question to you is, have you found yourself? Yusuf amesema, we are, as young people mostly, we are struggling to find ourselves. So have you found yourself? If yes, how did you?
Mashallah. Thanks, brother. Thanks for, first of all, thanks for inviting me here. I'm very happy to be here. I had a very busy week this week. I had some trainings. I usually do trainings with people. I think this week, some virtual, some face-to-face. I've trained maybe 300 people this week. I had an interview at Capital, was it on Tuesday or Wednesday, mashallah? But this today was the one I was looking forward to the most. Because being with the brothers and being amongst the brothers for me as a recent revert is so important. I'm like on my close to 3-year journey. And being amongst the brothers, it gives me a lot of fuel. So I'm very happy. This was the one I was looking forward to the whole week. So I'm very happy to be here.
Tunamkaribisha.
Yes. Yeah. And
Waislamu wanapenda sana mtu akislimu, sio? So is our brother. Simi siko nataka kusema, nataka ajisemee na labda watu wengine wameshangaa. Lakini we are very happy, bro.
Yeah, thank you, bro. And I am committed. I think just this thing you have begun, the group and everything, not just to be here once, but to continue supporting the brothers and to continue being there with them. In terms of have I found myself? Yes, I have. Especially since reverting. I really have. But I believe it's called self-awareness. The self-awareness journey is always changing. So you find yourself, where I am in my current season, I'm very fully aware of who I am and what I'm meant to do. 5 years, 10 years from now, mashallah, inshallah, I'll be somebody else with a different journey and a different self-awareness. So where I am right now currently, as a father, as a business consultant, as a brother as well, I'm very aware of who I am and what I'm supposed to do.
Bro, you speak about passion, and we've sat down with you. You've mentored me in terms of business, and now we are speaking about finding yourself. And for young people, it's important for you when you do something that you love. It's easier, you can persist when it's difficult. How does a young man, kijana mwenye amekaa hapa hivi, kwanza tuongee tu lugha ya mtaa, kijana amekaa hapa hivi,
yes,
anataka kujijua, anataka mimi nifanye nini? Brother Yusuf ametuanzia vizuri sana. Unashangaa nifanye kazi, nifanye biashara, niuze mayai. Ukiona kidogo kuna wasee, kuna video nishaifanya anasema na nilikuwa ni best yangu mmoja amefungua leo biashara ya mayai pasua, amefanya wiki moja, ameacha, ameenda kutafuta kazi ya kanjo, amefanya kidogo, ameacha, ameenda kufanya vitu zingine. Okay, so what are like in 3 steps or in steps, how can a young person mwenye ako hapa kwanza aweze kujitambua yeye, alafu in terms of business passion yake nini yenye, just in a nutshell, brother?
So before I do that, 2 things before I respond to your message, to your question, Brother Hamza. So before I do that, first for the brothers here is I'd really encourage you, the ones who have a book to write, the ones who don't have a book, to use the phone or even to record. Yeah. We know we wouldn't have the good book, the Quran, if the companions were not. So writing is very important for us, yeah, so that we don't forget the message. Otherwise, tutakuwa motivated, inspired, but we won't take action. So in terms of, before I get to purpose, the kind of like 5 P's I see as a consultant and as a business mentor. The 5 key P's that when they work together, you get success. So success is your pesa too. When we think of success, we think it's money. Success is health. It's peace of mind. It's how you relate to Allah. It's how you relate to your fellow brothers. So, and sisters as well. So the 5 P's, the first one is your purpose, which is what am I here on earth for? Your purpose. The second P is your passion. The one you have asked me about, right? The other P is profit if you're doing business. So passion, profit. I've talked about purpose. The other one is then peace of mind. So all of these things you're doing, they should be done in regulation so that they are not, because too much money, again, not too good. If you're working too hard, so they have to give you ultimately that peace of mind. They say 5 or 4.
You say purpose, passion, profit, peace of mind.
Yes, those are 4. Sorry, I said 5, I meant 4. So those are the 4 P's that you should focus on. Now, if you're looking for your purpose, which your passion, that thing which you're good at, which you can do every day, hata kama ulipwi, you'll still do it, you enjoy doing it, it's fun. If you are looking for that thing, the only way to find it is to try. Kujaribu tu. So the only way you'll find your passion, kama ni kuuza mayai, ama cell phones, ama to start a consultancy like me, ama kukua sheikh, ama kukua daktari, ama MC events, whatever it is, the only way to find it is by trying, taking risks, stepping out. If you don't take risks, what happens? Hata hiyo baraka utapata. You'll be given that small blessing based on that thing you're doing. So you have to be able to take risks. Yeah. If you don't take risks to talk to a sister, you don't get married. See, as an example, in business, if you want to make money, you have to take the risk of losing money. Yeah. If you want to mentor people and inspire them, you have to take the risk of hata ukiwa na imposter syndrome, if you're feeling shy, you have to get out. So for business, kama mimi, I think my background kwa university was in accounting. But when I joined Shell, I told them, much as I have an accounting background and you have hired me in accounting, I want to do something totally different. I want to be out of my comfort zone. So in Shell, I did marketing and IT and systems, things which I wasn't good at. I said, give me a challenge. Don't let me do what I was educated in. So I'm educated in accounts, but I've never practiced accounts in corporate for almost those 15 years. Hapo kwa Shell, I was earning, by the time I was 30, I was earning a 6-figure salary. So every month, $1 million shillings plus before 30. But at that time, I decided to step out again to risk and to start my own business. And that time I had 2 children at that time. Mashallah, I had a daughter and son that time. And it was a big risk. Some people would say, hey, that's crazy. How would you do that? How can you risk that? Why would you do that? But for me, I've realized I grow when I'm uncomfortable. And that's why if you look at entrepreneurs, there are very few who are at that level of success. If you look at politicians, if you look at religious leaders, if you look at people in society, that percentage we look up to and want to be like, you'd find that like 20% or so, that's because they follow their passion. So you kitu ya kufuata passion, it's not easy. That's the first thing to know. Anytime you're agreeing with yourself, here's your passion. That's the comfort zone. So you have to step out and try things which you've never tried. If you've never done a podcast, jaribu tu, even if you have 1 listener. YouTube, jaribu tu, just try. Facebook, 1 follower, just try. That doesn't work, try another thing. The advantage you people have, muko na time. So mutu kama mimi, I'm almost 50. Yeah, I turned 47 this year. So I might not have as much time as you guys do. So you have a lot of time to make mistakes and try again. Alhamdulillah, you have that gift. So that's how you find your passion. Haitakuwa obvious. You might think that you're passionate about football. I'm good at football. You step out there, you realize, it's something very different. Or you're passionate at music. You go out there, you realize, you don't have it. So the only way to find out is don't be passionate in what comes easy to you. Just try. And of course, as you do it, you also seek God's guidance. Yes. Allah will guide you. And then along the way, you find your passion. The last thing on passion is we don't only have one passion. We've been gifted in so many things. So you might find you have 5 things you're passionate about, 6 things, 10 things. So one of the things is you can do different things. Kama huyu, my brother is an MC, he does events, he does so many other things. So you can do many things at once, or you can combine those things into one thing that you do. But the only way again to find out is to step out and try. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Imeingia sio? Coming back to you, brother Yusuf. Ama Dr. Yusuf. Kijana akona idea. Lakini hana capital. Anasema, mimi lakini sasa don't tatoa wapi. Si ndio? Tanzia, someone has an idea but no capital, hajui ataanzaje, afanye nini.
Wow. It happens. Most of the time, we meet young people, not even young people, who will tell you what they want to do in terms of improving their lives and changing other people's lives. But you see, the most important thing is you have to do a good research. Validate your idea. You might have this good idea, the way you put it. Remember, and Mr. Okonji will talk about that. Business is about giving solutions. Kwanza biashara, si kufanya tu biashara. There's a gap, there's a need you want to fulfill. Sindio? You can't just, you might have a good idea. The example we were given, you think you are the best footballer. You think you are the best MC. You think you are the best what? Talk about it, mention. But in reality, you are not. Yeah. The reality about life is that there are better people than you. So the most important thing first, confirm, is the idea really realistic? Is it something that can work? Unasema unataka kuanza biz, unasema unataka tu uendege online, uchukue vitu pale inaitwaje? Not Gikomba. Where? Nyamakima or China Square, or there's this place in downtown where we get cheap, affordable, not really cheap. Kamukunji. Yeah, we've seen people ansema uenda tu Kamukunji unapata maviatu huko utakamuzi wase upate ya 1200 uzwe. Is that the people? Because you start with where you are. Hii kitu yenye unafikiria, hii idea yenye uko nayo, au watu wenye wako, because you see, you start selling to the nearest person, sindio? Kabla ufike tao hapa hivi, nani anaweza buy? Kama hakuna mtu anabai hapa, tuangalie wapi kwingine tutaenda. So the most important thing is first confirm that this thing can work, and there's nothing wrong by trying. Yeah, before you even think about the capital, so that when you meet Yusuf, who is also interested, I want to hear, what is it? Which idea do you have? Because I can't just put my money where I don't think it will get it will get something. Hizo siku hata mashirika za hizi za the fund, the World Bank and the like, they no longer give aids. Wanasema ni biashara tunafanya. Tulitoka from aid to trade. Tukatoka trade, sasa tuko kwa. Sasa unasikia watu wanaongelea PPT. Hakuna kitu ya bure. Ni investment. Whether ni 5 bob, whether ni 10 bob, whether ni 1000. So before umeconfirm, sasa umeconfirm vizuri, umeona hii idea itauza. Nimeona huyu jamaa anapenda makanzu. So my first client is this guy. Na lazima nikuje nimpe hiyo story kwanza. Kumbuka sijanunua, sijaanza. Nisikie huyu jamaa na kanzu zake ni gani anataka. Umeona? Kanzu ziko mingi. Ukishamconvince unajua mimi na client mmoja. Umeona? So once you are sure about that, now you can look at the partners. Who can I partner with? Atujenda hata kwa bank ama kukopa. Who are these people? And the partnership we are talking about ndio ma clients or customers tunaongelea. Hapa nikiangalia naona kuna jamaa fulani kila wiki kanzu. I'm just using kanzu because I think this is what I'm saying here. Hata kofia. And the beauty about this world is that everybody has his own space. Iko mingi hatuwezi maliza. Hata huyu akiuza kanzu, mimi niuze kanzu, hatuwezi, because watu ni wengi na hiyo market iko. Now once you've done that, you've spot out the people you can partner with. Then you now ask yourself, what is the budget? How much do I need to start this business? Or whatever I want to do. Kwa sababu watu wanafikiria watafanya hesabu kwa kichwa. You can't. Some people, we want to see what is it, how much will it cost? What is it that you're going to spend in terms of even buying the stock if it's goods you're supposed to start selling? How much? Mayai crate ngapi? Na ndatoa wapi at the best price so that nikiuza nitapata. Si ndio? Once you have all this, I'm talking now about business plan. Now you can now look at the financial institutions. Where can I get this money? And financial institutions here could be Daktaria, Mr. Okonji, our MC here. How anaweza nipa? Na kani ngapi nitamuomba? Yeah, we have people even, and being Muslim, I mean, we have to be very careful in terms of where we are getting the source of our funding. Tunajua sasa hivi jana betting, kila mtu anataka kuwekelea, si ndio? I'm sure, okay, I'm not sure kama hapa watu wanaekelea. But a good number watafikiria the first things ni hiyo 2000 niweke naweza pata, unajua. That's not allowed as Muslim, and we know that. So we have to be very careful kwa sababu riziki inafaa ikuwe halal. Yeah, halal. Where are we getting it? Who is giving us? Ama nyinyi ndio wale mtangoja uende kwa politicians. We are warming up for the elections, Unasikia kuna vijana wanangoja tu. Mnaitwa mnapigwa punch ama tao. Unasema hii pesa sasa wacha niende ninunue stock. You're not going anywhere with that money. So we are saying source of funding or sponsorship, you have to be very careful as a Muslim. Where are you getting this? Sindio? Even if you have to go now, we have alhamdulillah, we have a circle here. Muslim have now get into the game. We have Sharia compliance circle where you can borrow as little as 2,000 bob. Imagine. And it's here. My friend is coming. I hope we'll find us here and they'll tell you can have a side chat with them. So there's no reason mtu atakwambia siwezi pata do. If it's a circle, look at it. Are they Sharia compliant? So that awendi tu kuchukua pesa kwa sababu unahitaji. Si ndio? So for me, those are the things I'll look at before. In terms of preparing for what I want to do. I hope
Shukran Sheikh. Labda kama kuna mtu akona swali ile yani deep angetaka kuuliza exactly ata follow up question. My brother Jan, back to you. Unajua kuna kuanga na there's a big debate. Watu wanasemanga kati ya Man U na Arsenal gani kali, sio? So sisi our big debate hapa hivi is employment versus business. Employment versus business. Kuna watu, si kila mtu anaweza fanya biashara, sio? Alafu pia maybe wewe utaweza kutuambia, maybe it will be a follow up question, but employment versus a business. Kijana ako hapa amemaliza, kuna jamaa alikuwa hapa mashallah amemaliza shule tu juzi. Anauliza, should I go to school niandikwe ama should I start my own business?
Thanks, brother. Thanks. There are a number of questions there. Let me start with which one is better, employment or entrepreneurship? Is that the first one? Yeah. So for that one is like saying oranges and apples. You know that they're both good. So there's no one which is better than the other. Both have their to say pros and cons. Of course, the most obvious one, your employment, you have consistent salary, you have a pension, you have a team, you have structure, you have brand presence. So if I choose one of the brothers, one of them, give me brother, your name kindly. Musa. So if Musa goes to get, I assume, let's say, I'm assuming you're a student or. Oh my goodness, sorry, Musa. Musa is a sheikh. So Musa, kindly, let's say I wanted to pick somebody who is a student. Because now this one won't work it won't work with
Amaliza shule tu juzi wewe brother.
Gani wewe? Oh yes. So what's your name kindly? Amin. So if Amin goes to a bank today, maybe they would want some things from him before they give him before they give him a loan. If he's not employed, even if he's an entrepreneur, they'll want some documents. Yeah. But if he works for Safaricom, they won't even think twice. They might even give you the loan in a very short time. So that's the thing. Employment, it opens doors, yeah, because of the association. Entrepreneurship, if it's done well, it takes time. It's kind of like planting crops. You can't see it now, but if you do it well, na ukikaza, you can make so much more money than you would do in employment. So for me, for instance, the times I've bought property, whether it's land or houses, it's been when I was as an entrepreneur. The first in employment, I had I think through my period, they had 3 cars, but that was on a loan, company loan. Biashara, I used to pay cash, but also I've also lost a lot in biashara. So that's the pros and cons for each. And what I'd advise is in a mentor. Where will you find a mentor? Mentor you can find in the masjid. You can also find in the group that my brother has formed, that you guys are in, alhamdulillah. And now in that group, you can have a career mentor. You can have a business mentor like myself who can look at what you're saying and say, hey, Amin, this will be very good for you. Ama, Amin, hey, jaribu hii. Or I might know somebody who is looking for somebody like Amin who can employ you. For a young person, I'd say focus number one on employment first. Try. Because there are things you will learn in employment that unajua sisi wa biashara were a bit kienyeji kiasi. But if you go into employment, you will work with people who have PhDs, wako na masters from different countries, different cultures. So you're going to learn a lot of things. So even you're there 3-5 years, you learn some things about, employment. And then from there, that professionalism, you can carry to biashara. But even if you're moving from employment into biashara, I would say try and do both at the same time. So maybe uko Safaricom, maybe earning as an example 100K hapo. And then on the side, usiku or on weekends, uko na kabiashara kako hapo, you do it on the side, inaanza ku pick. The time that business is giving you double of what Safaricom is giving you, 200K, consistently. Now you can, for 6 months, it gives 200, imefika your level, now you can cross over. But also how you leave Safaricom, usitoke na madarao, keep it, because you might need them later. So you have to be humble, be gentle, say, I have this opportunity. You might need them for business or even to come back in case the business doesn't work. So that's how I'd say that transition. That being said, we're going into an era of AI, and the reality is these good jobs are very few. Kuzipata itakuwa ngumu. When I got the job, so our parents' time, our baby boomers, the employers would actually go to the universities and colleges. Nani anataka job? Yani wanatafuta watu. You join like this, you're 22, they're giving you house loan. They're giving you car loan. At my time, now Generation X, they were still coming to the universities, but not so much. We never did attachment or internship. Job ungepata. Because there was no Windows, internet. Sorry, I'm a bit of a dinosaur. There's no internet that time. Saizi, internet, digital marketing, social media, AI, it's so automated. And MD does not need CGPA, all these people, there's AI to do it. He just needs a very good AI administrator. So you'd find one person doing the job of 5 people. So kupata hizi jobs, I won't lie that utapata job. So just in case you don't get a job, which would be the business you can do that most people are looking for that they can pay you, ni mambo ya AI. So if you can use AI to help people write books, to help people do advertisements on social media, to create logo, hata kwa hizi za shati ama kwa social media, to anything, you just research on AI. And the good thing of AI, you don't have to know coding na hizi vitu. So if you learn those things, you can now approach people, even brothers, and say, hey, he job, I can do it for you. I'll charge you 10K. 5 brothers, you get. And that time as you're still doing it, bado unatafuta job. Useme mimi mtu wa AI, niko na pesa. Just look for work still, but at least bado unapata do. So AI related, that would be the place to, I'd say, to look for. I don't know if nimezianza.
Kwa nini yako niko na a few questions.
Yep.
Number 1 ni maelezea vizuri 6 months na nini, very nice wasewa kuena cushion.
Yes.
Though kidogo naona that's a very good strategy. Though kuna ile pia tuambia risk. There's mimi na my partner.
Yes.
Ni wale watu we left employment. I loved the point you said about working to learn, different cultures. That is culture, the work culture, discipline. Because unajua working for yourself is not easy. Because when you work for someone, lazima utaenda job by saa 2. By saa 10, kama ni by saa 10 na unatoka ma 5, lazima utatuma reports. Lakini when you are working for yourself, it's very easy for you to kujiambia, leo nilikuwa nakiwacha nilale kidogo. Si ndio? So kuna hiyo, it's easier to have laxity, it's easier to be lazy, it's easier. Alafu mwishowe hakuna pia hiyo income inakuja. On the other hand, the question I wanted to ask is, you had talked about risk. Mimi I left employment without, hata sikujua next month nitapata wapi mshahara. Umeelewa? So labda kuna mtu kama huyo hapo. Kuna mtu ambaye you work somewhere, you've given your all and you feel wase bana wana wase venye wananipeleka, me I give my all, mshahara kwanza yenye unapata, ukiangalia kitu boss anapata vile, no appreciation. Yes. So what would you tell us?
Yeah. In terms, thanks. That's a good that's a good question, brother. In terms of taking the risk, okay, naelewa. So one thing I'd say, and I see my friends, my fellow coaches, trainers, consultants, mentors, they motivate and inspire people. This is not you, brother. They tell people, hey, whoever, you can buy this house, you can do this, take that risk. This is very dangerous. Because the Europeans, the white guys say, you can't make an omelette without breaking an egg. Yeah. That's what they say. Before you get to the business success, what people don't tell you, a lot of entrepreneurs don't tell you, is the losses they experienced to get there. So for me, if you want to see what, I won't go into my losses, but Google to Jan Okonji, just Google, you'll get all my socials and all there. And there's a story there, I think Business Daily, Nation or Standard, one of those people, mashallah, they wrote, I gave them my story of how much I lost before the business started picking. So I've been in business 12 years, but the first 5 years I was losing. So the thing about business is, there are two things that happen. First, utapata hiyo kitu inaitwa beginner's luck. It always happens. I don't know why. To different. Utaanza biashara leo, 2-3 weeks. Haya, 100K, 50K. Haya, imeingia. You're happy. Then 1 month, 2. Umepata trauma kiasi.
Let's just share. They say, teach men and women from the school of example.
Yes.
Because they learn from no other.
Yeah.
So when I left employment, I speak. So I got a school that I was speaking for 1 day in a week, that is 4 days in a month.
Yeah.
And was paying equivalent of what I was earning in a month. And this school, I was just going for 1 hour. So 1 hour, let's say for example, every Monday, 1 hour, 4 times a month. Not a week, so I go on Monday, this Monday, next Monday, you Monday again, 4 times
a week. 4 hours.
4 hours a month. Let's say 4 hours a month. And I was earning the equivalent, or almost the equivalent of what I was earning a month, where the job that I had left. And this one, ilienda mwezi moja, mbili, alafu the tough drive. Sasa hapo mbele.
That's called beginner's luck.
Yeah, I wanted to agree with that one.
So that one, you will get it for sure. Utapata, you'll feel, nimefika. It happens to a lot of people. Hata milioni moja, then it doesn't come again. So the now what happens now is, after beginner's luck, you start now going through. So there's another saying that there's nothing like failure. There's only winning or learning. So every time you fail, it's the dunya. Well, I believe it's actually Allah who is giving you a lesson to make you better. Yeah. So the thing, what I would say is, take risks, but take calculated risks.
Okay. So because we have they say time is so jealous, muda sio rafiki. Kwanza wakati unafanya kitu muhimu kama sisi. I have very good questions. There's something you mentioned before I go to Dr. Yusuf. There's something you mentioned that I wanted us to talk about. And this is imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome is that feeling, Mimi, I cannot do it. We are very brilliant young men. There's a quote that says, where you sit there when you are doubting yourself, when people that are less qualified than you, they keep on winning, they keep on doing it. No. So just in a nutshell, there's a young man amekaa hapa na atakona idea. Akini anafikiria, mimi ndo, kwani mimi siwezi. There's that imposter syndrome, that the feeling of, me, I cannot do it. You have the good idea. You have a good idea, and then you see someone else do it. And it works. So how can a young person mwenye ako hapa hivi, how can they slay that dragon, imposter syndrome?
Okay, good question. This is a very, very nice question. So first, do we believe there's a human being who doesn't have imposter syndrome? Think of the most confident, I don't know, Elon Musk, whoever, the most confident, do we believe there's a human being who doesn't have imposter syndrome? They all have. If we go to the Quran, the prophets, peace be upon them, who are there, do we think they had imposter syndrome? Of course, So the only difference between we all have imposter syndrome. So the only difference between the achievers and the ones who don't achieve is action. So just do it. Even me coming here today with my experience and all that, and the other, and having talked to close to 300 people this week, mashallah, as I was coming here, I said, will I give the right message to the brothers? Will I let them down? I hope, and sometimes it is subconscious. Sometimes it could be shaitan, sometimes telling us self-doubt. This is normal for human beings. The idea is, even if you are afraid or you doubt, you just do it.
So you just do it, just like Nike.
Just do it.
Just do it, eh?
Yes.
Because, but for young people, I think maybe it's most of you see me on social media, my videos, nini. If I tell you my story, if I tell you where I come from, maybe how I felt before I did some speeches, before I did some videos. So it's very important for us to learn from someone like him. Ametuambia amekuwa capital, lakini bado akikuja hapa anafikiria, mimi nitapeana the most important important information ama message. So for us, the ideas that you have, the skills that you have, usijieke chini, si ndio? Coming back to you, Dr. Yusuf. Sisi mavijana, I've seen so many young people, na hapa na kuna vijana pia wanatoka mtaa. One of the problem that we have is kufanya biashara kimtaa. You understand? Like when I sell something, I just sell it to, you gave a very good example. You unauza kanzu, unaangalia Hamza, unamuuzia, but do I have to sell to Hamza all my life? So how do I move from kufanya biashara kimtaa? How do I move to being a professional businessman? How do I move to working with international corporations, government? How do I register how do I become formal? Kuna zile inaitwa nini, affirmative actions zinaweza kusaidia vijana. Kama wewe ni kijana uko na ile YAGPO, inaitwa YAGPO. Agpo, I think YAGPO ndio ya young people. YAGPO. Agpo ni ya ama? Anyway, utatusaidia. Kuna hizo ukikuwa nayo kama kijana inaweza kukusaidia kupata biashara. Labda mtu anafanya hapa, brother Zakaria nilisikia anafanya ama anafanya nini, inaitwaje, electrical ama inaitwaje, vitu kama hizo. So how do you move from this small businessman to a businessman that now, na hiyo pia inaingilia story ya imposter syndrome, si ndio? Junani amesema tu wewe utakuwa tu unauza ujipawa hapa mtaani, si ndio? Yeah. So how do we move from there?
Great. I like this question because it's more real. Unajua kuna mahali unaenda unasikia vitu ni za TV ama ni za unasema hizo ni za hao huko. I mean, the reality is everything takes time to grow. I mean, even as, remember when you are 2-year-old, unakuwa lazima ukue. So one thing that you need to know, it's your mindset. Always know that you will grow to something. So growth depends on the environment where it is. So if it's a business, ni biashara hiyo unasema ni ndogo, you should be thinking about, say, I was just giving an example of kanzu. You should be thinking about now from kanzu what next. Kwa sababu you've seen many business zenye zinaanza zina stagnate, and my friend here knows that. Mtu amefanya biashara hiyo all these years, ako tu pale ndio anapata chakula, anapata nini, lakini awoni. Now, for you who is starting, and I'm talking to those guys, I understand you guys, most of you have just finished college, school, and maybe there are those who are still also trying. They've just started. Jiulize, ni nini unataka na hiyo biashara unafanya? Kwanza. Ukishajua ni nini, alafu tunaanza kuangalia. At the small scale, unauza mtaani, kitu ya muhimu ni watu wajue. Si ni kweli? Watu wajue ni huyu jamaa ndo anauza si simu za wizi. Simu. Laptop. Kama huyo jamaa umesema amefanya nini? Electricals. Huyu jamaa si fundi. Hata ukikuita fundi ni sawa. Wewe unajua wewe ni nani? Engineer. Si ndio? Now, when watu washajua hiyo ndo unafanya. Now, there are things you need to, now you move your business to the next level. Sasa tunatoka kwa Hamza. I was giving Hamza as an example. Hamza amekubali kanzu yangu. Watu wamemuona. So everyone will want to know. And there are those people will come to you. Anauza, mazee kanzu yako unatoaga wapi? Tamwambia kuna ule, anaitwa nani? Unaitwa? Mustafa. Kuna Mustafa bana. Mustafa kwa wapi? Juja Road. Akona huu ni simu tu unampigia na nakuletea. Na anaweza kutumia hata sample uone. Now, so what you do is try now to, you're now scaling up. When you're scaling up, we've talked about now the publicity, awareness, marketing, umeambia watu wamejua. You now formalize your business. Kwa sababu, utafika mahali, utahitaji kuregister hii kampuni. Kumbuka hiyo saa tulikuwa tu ni idea, si ndio? For you to register, kuna vitu inatakana. Utaulizwa, if you are, where I work, by the way, I didn't tell you where I work. I work at Business Registration Service. That is under the Office of Attorney General.
Ndio waelewe vizuri, tupeleke vizuri pole, si ndio? Business
Registration Service.
So kwa hivyo kuna kuanga na mtu anataka kufungua business name.
Yes.
Hapo wewe unafanya kwa hiyo ofisi.
Yes.
Mtu anataka kufungua company ambaye iko na ukitumiwa umefanya, mimi nimeenda MC, tuseme Absa. Wakitaka kunitumia pesa hawatumi kwa account imeandikwa Hamza Hassan, wanatuma kwa account iko na jina ya kampuni. Sasa hiyo ndo anasema, sio? Na hiyo ndio swali yangu.
Yes. So now, that's where I work. I'm the Director HR and Administration, UCO. So what we do, it's a government entity. So what we do is we register businesses. Yeah, and business registration is in two folds. Kuna ile, and I know this is what many of us have, business name. Ukipita hapo muona shika butchery, Sumona. Ukipita anakuambia nini enterprise? Majud, Ati? Bismillah Hotel. Yes, it's a business anafanya. Lakini sasa ukikuja uangalie hii business ndio ako na name. When I say business name, we register business name. Okay, kila biashara iko na jina. Lakini sasa kufanya kazi lazima uifanye pia professional. Umenielewa? Kwa sababu you will come in. Itafika mahali utataka hiyo top up. Kuinua, si ndio? Boost. Some of the things you'll be asked, they will want to know, okay, so hii Bismillah iko wapi? Is it registered? Who is Bismillah? Unajua kila product iko na mtu behind it, si ndio? Hata hii Alamin ukifungua kuna watu behind the idea, si ndio? Ni shule lakini and ustadhi unajua hiyo. So you'll need to now come to us. Na ukikuja kwetu kuna vitu tutakuitisha. Tutakwambia kwanza tunataka tuone ID, wewe ni Mkenya. Na haimaanishi kama wewe si Mkenya huwezi kuregister biashara. Remember tunaongelea mambo ya kuformalize, kufanya vitu vile inafaa, si ndio? So kuna utaitishwa kitambulisho, tutaka kujua unafanya nini, unaishi wapi, hii biashara unafanya peke yako ama mnafanya na watu, unaona, na iko wapi. So utalipa, utakuja utapatia hizo, kuna form utajaza, utaregister. Na siku hizi ni rahisi sana kwa sababu kuko na kwa e-citizen you can even register with your phone and it takes less than a day. If you've provided all the information inahitajika, uko na biashara. Niko na colleague wangu anakuja, I hope atafika kabla tumalize. Hao ndo anafanya. So now you'll also need a bank account. Uende ufungue account. Cause hata hiyo till number unaulizwa lazima ilink kwa account. Why do we need all these things? Because serikali lazima naye hawezi fanya kazi bure, si ndio? Kuna kulipa, kuna compliance part.
Sure. Na hiyo ndio watu wengi wataki.
Yes,
sasa because of time nataka kuna 2 questions nataka kuuliza, umeeleza vizuri sana. So number 1, I want to ask importance of as a young man kukua na hiyo ameregister biashara. Yeye unajua mimi kitu nataka nijue ni hii, will it msho yako hapa itaongeza pesa kwa nini yangu, kwa mfuko yangu, yani in terms of maybe watu nafanya nao kazi. Number 2, hiyo compliance, watu wanaogopa serikali wakisikia mambo ya tax, VAT, pia inaweza iko na advantage yake. In brief to share.
Thank you so much. Of course, kama kuna event na tumeziona Safaricom yenye umetaja wanataka wako na event seme hapa imta, watakwambia wanataka vendors ni hizo biashara tunafanya huko na Bismillah Hotel, si ndio? Now kampuni ziko na masharti even on procurement na kila kitu kuna vitu utaitishwa, utasema wewe ni Bismillah Hotel. Sasa watakuuliza okay, sasa nini inaonesha? Kwa sababu most of these companies ziko na they have to look at the procurement. Utapata wamesema ndio sisi tufanye biashara na mtu yoyote lazima kukue na 1 kukue hii biashara ama mwenye biashara ameregister. Risk, we've talked about the risk, and from the company's perspective, the corporate now perspective, tunaangalia risk. Ukisema ni hoteli, do you even have a food handling certificate? You know, wewe umeanza biashara hapa, food handling certificate for those who are in hospitality, it's important because huwezi uza chakula na wewe mwenyewe hujapimwa. Tunataka kuwa sure Safaricom, mtu akikuja kwa event akule apate shida food poisoning, haitakuwa wewe, itakuwa ni Safaricom. Wanasema Safaricom walipewa watu chakula mbaya, si ndio kweli? So ni muhimu kukuwa na hizi registered when you have the documents na formalize. That's what we call business formalization. Umeenda umeregister na kuna mara mbili kuko na kampuni na hiyo business name. Na hiyo business name tumesema ni 600. Si pesa mingi, 600. Unapata certificate inaonesha na business name, it could be even Hamza ama Bismillah Hotel. Na hiyo mtu mwingine hawezi kuwa nayo, inakuwa ni yako wewe. Umeona? So inakumarket wewe, inaonesha vile unafanya pia biashara professionally. Alafu katika compliance level inaonesha pia wewe unafanya biashara kwa masharti ya nchi. Kwa sababu singependa, no one will want to trade with you if you are not compliant. Haufuati rules and regulations za country na pia hiyo biashara. Of course tutakuja kwa vitu vingine kama za kanjo. We had this conversation. Kuna watu wanafikiria amefungua Bismillah Hotel hapa, analipanga tu county ile tikiti. Ni tikiti. Wanacharge hizo, the permits, and then anafikiria amemaliza. No. But what is happening now, kuna integration. So vitu hizi zote saizi zinaenda kuwa rahisi. Kwa sababu unapata ukienda pale, county wanakulink kwetu. So county will ask you, you want this permit, have you registered your entity? Kama bado, hawakupi certificate yao. Umeona? Alafu nyingine yenye umeuliza about fear, you see when you have a business name, it means unatumia pin yako. Na hiyo watu wengi hawajui. Wewe unaona wewe ni mnoma sana. Unapata hizo magigs uko Safaricom or whatever hizi unalipwa. Unajua wale mwenye anakupa biashara as an accountant, you know that they have to see they'll report in their books. Na katika tax wataonyesha tulipatia mtu fulani biashara, this is the amount yenye ilienda. Pale kwao wanaonyesha wewe, na ikifika katika compliance you're supposed to file your returns. So mnajua hivyo. Actually tunaenda sasa ndio period ya kufile returns. Watu wanasema mimi sifanyi kazi, biashara ni yangu, si file. You know, one day when you are seated or your business imefika mahali ndio unaletewa, unasema hawa watu wananionea. Inaonekana hujakuwa ukilipa ushuru. And you know, kufile returns kuna nil file returns. Si lazima uko unapata kitu ndo. You can feel nil, right? Nil returns, kumaanisha hakuna kitu umepata. Hiyo ni part of the compliance. Now, the fear that people at intafuatu and nini, if, for instance, because you see, it's just being truthful. Umeona? Na kukua fair. Hauwezi kuwa una make profit na yani umepata na utaki kupea serikali. Kwa sababu kila game iko na rules zake, si ni kweli? Na hii ni sheria yenye iko. So kuna hiyo fear, but again it's to your advantage, because if your business is formally registered, it means you're opening up for more opportunities and anyone can work with you. A consultant or a company coming from abroad can also work with you because they know you're in compliance and you're registered to work.
Shukran sana. Nafikiria hapo kwa Neil tunakubaliana hapo. Hapo kwa Neil tuko hapo. Asante sana Dr. Yusuf. Jan, one of your motto is action over academic knowledge, si ndio?
Yeah, that's one of them, yes.
Action over academic knowledge. Na nafikiria vijana wengi hapa hivi, the question at the back of our mind is, sijasoma, sina labda niko na degree, sina masters, sina PhD, ama nimefika tu form 4. Success pia sisi kwetu ni possible. Sija nini hivyo. When you say maybe some people wait mpaka nipate wacha nikiswahili siku nitasoma nitaanza. So action over academic excellence. What does that mean? And what does that mean for these young people here?
Thanks for that. So it can mean two things. The first one is for those who have got the degree, the masters, the PhD, alhamdulillah, and there's nothing, that's a blessing to have that. Sometimes somebody believes that just because I have this certification, I'm easy papers, that the world will just open doors for me. Everything will work for me. The world in reality only cares about the solution you can give them. So the salary you get is because of the work you're giving. But also if they get somebody who can do the same work cheaper, they can retrench. So it's about the solution you provide. So that's one level. The other way is, let's say you're not blessed to get a degree, certificate, diploma, PhD, masters. For some reason, it doesn't mean that you can't still be of value to the world, to an employer in entrepreneurship. What makes you stand out is the action you take. So that's the difference. So very specifically, you don't need a degree to open a Facebook account, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram. I don't want to say the other one, which starts with a T. I don't like it so much. But and so if you are able to, there's so many things you can do just by Googling. You don't have to feel because I wasn't in a classroom, ama sikupata degree, that I can't do it. It's still very possible to be valuable and to be successful without the paper. Although once you do achieve that and you can afford, it's also good to at least get some papers. It opens doors, and also for yourself to tell yourself, I could do it.
John, in because of time, a lot of people are afraid AI will take their jobs. And you are an early adopter. If they can follow you, mnaweza kumfollow kwa Facebook, LinkedIn, if you are there, Jan Okonji. Now, I'm marveled by how wewe una integrate AI kwa business. Sahi nimeona unafanya videos. You are the first person kwanza niliona unafanya ile video ya katoto kanaongea. So, how do we as young people not be afraid of AI taking our jobs, but adopt it and be able to enrich ourselves, ama tuitumie vizuri tuweze kujiendeleza na hiyo AI?
That's an interesting. So the first question I'll ask, the first statement I'll make is, if you are young and you don't have a job now, then you don't have to worry about AI taking your job. You don't have a job yet. It's the ones who are employed who are worried. So for you guys, you're getting into this world where there'll be a lot of opportunities because of AI. You'll have Safaricom, all these different companies saying, are you qualified in this, and this? You can do for us a job for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. All these different companies which are coming into the country for that. Actually, the current government, I know a lot of us who are Muslim, we don't talk bad of government, but so the current government, they actually have an AI policy. It's running for 5 years from this year to 2030. And Microsoft and Google, I think they've invested close to $4.8 billion. To Kenya, I think it's Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda in that area. But of course, Kenya is amongst in Africa, the biggest countries in technology is Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa, Egypt and Morocco. Those are the top 5, the big ones. So Kenya were very blessed, alhamdulillah. So with all that money being invested, that means that wave is going to come up. And us, the beauty of being young, we have passion, we have energy. We are not, you're talking about fear. The people with fear are us old guys. Because of the children, because of the bills, we have fear. These guys don't have fear. They're very courageous. They'll try anything and everything. So for them, I think it's an amazing thing. Now, in terms of how do you apply, just try. And sometimes you might say, okay, Jan, how do I practically try? You could follow me. You could follow other people on social media. But if you follow me as well, anytime I put out some AI advice, I actually give very specific instructions that you can follow step by step, adding links so that it's very easy to do it. On my blogs, I put out, in fact, my fellow coaches say, you're giving out too much, But for me, I know my source, alhamdulillah, so it can't run out. So I don't mind giving for free. So you can, when you follow, you're going to see a lot of things that can guide you step by step. But I also know these guys have no problem in adopting AI. I know this. So that's what I'd say. Just once again, just take the action.
Thank you so much. AI, nimekuita mpaka AI jina yako.
Ni sawa pia hiyo.
So, Jan, as we are, because I have so much to ask, I know the people are very curious. You have something? Oh, sasa ndio nikuelewe vizuri Steven. Sasa ndio nimepata question yako. Uko under this guy. So akipata kazi alikuwa anakuita. Sahi sana akuiti. So when you branch out peke yako, watu wanaona bado wewe hauna experience. You've gotten it now?
Yeah. So I had to say the first one, but I've seen it. So the thing is, I'd ask Uko. So first, aspire to become that guy. Depend less on people. And this is something I always say, be less of a consumer and more of a creator. This is how Allah has blessed us. Don't be the person who is looking to somebody. Be the person who is giving to people. This is now, but how do you get there? Because somebody might say you're young and all of this. Because social media? Instagram. So now ukiwa hapo, do you post something relating to your business? Ama una post to... Yes. This is so now I'll tell you guys for free. Social media is your TV station. Hata huyu from here, he's going to put this on social media. Social media is your TV station. It's your radio station. It's your magazine. It's your newspaper. And you don't have to reach the world. You just have to reach 200 people. And if only 2 of those people buy your product, you make money. So like for me, I've been out here, 12 years. Things started changing. Because I said the first 5 years I wasn't making money. I had that thing, misi mutu wa social media. This is for the young guys. But when I got on social, like Capital called me the other day. How? Because they see me on social. These 300 people, whatever, it's social. And they pay. When you have followers, quality followers, when they look at your content, a lot of the people, if you approach them, like for me, if you ask me what are my contacts, I say just Google Jan Okonji. So if there's a business person here, he'll Google Jan Okonji, he'll see so many other things, he'll think, I think I can do business with him. I don't even have to do sales because the work speaks for itself. So one of the things I tell young guys, please post on social. I know why a lot of people don't post, because they go there for entertainment. They go to be entertained and for entertainment, which for me is how that entertainment, a lot of it, 90% is haram. So I say, forget that. I don't want to go into too much detail because of time, but also curate. For me, whatever is on my social media is only about Islam, about business, family, only this. And if you go to my page, you'll see this is what I post on business. And that's how the community, I get all these people. So I'll say, look at social media and when to post and how to post. If you go to my page, you'll see a lot of free stuff I say on how to build a profile. Kweli inaweza chukua time, 6 to 8 months is usually the time it takes before people start calling you, hey Steve, sasa naona unafanya hii, how, you know, can I pay you? Can I? So I'd say really look at your social, because the thing now is about visibility, yeah? And which is the quickest way to be visible now? We're at no cost, social media.
So Dr. Yusuf, tukuja kwako, just in brief, what are 3 things kijana ako hapa leo, akitoka hapa anaweza anza leo jioni ama leo apumzike aseme kesho nitaanza? Vitu 3 in 1-2 years biidhnillah maisha yake itakuwa different. What are those 3 things? If you cannot say them, maybe just one.
Thank you so much. As we wind up, the most important thing from this session is ask yourself your purpose. And I think you've been told. What is your purpose? Have a meeting with yourself. Kuwa na mkutano na wewe mwenyewe peke yako, Peke yako, jiulize hiyo swali. What is the purpose? What do you want to achieve? And then secondly, I think there's need for us to upskill and reskill. And upskill is try to learn something new every day. So make it a must that every day there's something new you are learning. Yeah, those are 2. And then the third one is being authentic. Let's be real. Let's be ourselves. And authentic will take you far. Yeah, because a lot of people would want to copy how other people are living or doing things. You not go far. But if you're authentic, ukiwa ni wewe mwenyewe, inafanya there's people now start trusting you and you now become consistent.
Kofi kwake, nimependa sana hiyo. I saw kuna huyu Njugush comedian, I saw interview yake moja podcast akisema wakati alikuwa shule pale, inaitwaje ile shule alienda? Anyone who knows? Kenya Mass. Akiwa pale Kenya Mass, akiwa yeye amekuja ni mkonda, alikuwa anaona wale watu kwa drama, because alikuwa mtu wa drama. He wanted to be like those people ambao walikuwa make it, ndio kila mtu anataka kuwa kama wao. But ile wakati wakina wale Abel Mutuo walikuja kutafuta characters waingie kwa ile housewives ama Kawangwa Real Housewives, walitaka character kama ya Njugush. Yeye alikuwa anajichukia sababu ya hiyo character yake, kumbe that is what people were looking for. So I think your authenticity is a very, very good point. So don't strive to be like Dr. Yusuf, umeona kiongea utakuwa yeye. Be yourself. Sawa. But be yourself very well.
So I think for me, I'd say the first thing is to have a mentor. How many of us have a mentor? Somebody we look up to, we follow, and to guide. Yes? So when you have a mentor, you're 60-70% of the way there. You're learning from our mistakes. Yeah. If I'm mentoring you, the first thing I'll try to do is make sure you don't lose the money that I lost and go through he met me through social media. I mentored him in business. He's mentoring me on the other side. In Islam, yes. But he mentored me. I mentored him. And he also paid for he's been attending my trainings and all that. So there's strength in mentorship. You're not alone. So look for a mentor. There are different ways to get mentors. I don't want to push social media a lot because it goes into things, but social media is good because a lot of people get to see you, the right people, and your customers are on social media. So if you're not there, then I don't know how your customers might treat you. But that being said, kwa hiyo, I think kuna WhatsApp group or there's a group like that.
Yeah, we have a WhatsApp. So
for me, what I'd say when I say look for a mentor, maybe Hamza will find a way of integrating me there. I don't mind sharing some of my information or insights or even opportunities. If it's networking or jobs, different things like this, I don't mind sharing. He'll show me how best to integrate there so that it's a reality. Si kuongea tu, si stories za jaba. So that's what I'd say. Mentorship ni muhimu sana. Very important. For you to be great, you have to have somebody to show you the way up. I also have a lot of mentors. Asante.
Makofi sana kwao. Thank you so much.